Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome everyone to the virtual special meeting of the Buncombe County Tourism Development Authority, the Public Authority, and the BCTDA Nonprofit Corporation. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Just like, because it's a virtual meeting, we'll do the BCTDA roll call. We'll go from, I'll call your name out, just say you're present. Vice Chairman Gary Froba.
Present.
Aaliyah Ashburn.
Here.
Andrew Sullivan is absent today. Brenda Durden.
Present.
John Luckett.
Here.
John McKibben.
Here.
Kathleen Mosier.
Here.
James Poole.
I'm muted. Here.
We have our Buncombe County Commissioner Joe Belcher.
Here.
And Asheville City Council Member Julie Mayfield. Is Julie on the call?
We haven't seen her yet.
Okay. And Himansh Kurvir is present as well. Let's go to the next slide, please. I'm going to turn it over to Gary, Vice Chair Gary Froba, to go over the timeline for our CEO search.
Okay, thank you, Himanshu. I'd like to walk everyone through the timeline as well as the process of how we got to where we are today. And everybody will recall that Stephanie did announce her retirement, her resignation in June. And in May, we contacted Searchwide Global, which is a firm with tremendous expertise in recruiting tourism industry executives, and they pretty much had a CDD job and position that's open. And they did a nationwide search for us. So back in June, the BCTDA appointed a 10-member CEO search committee, and it consists of tourism industry, business and elected officials, and plenty of input from local stakeholders. We had Searchwide Global review 100 stakeholders, and it mentioned to me that they had never done that many interviews before in any search that they had done. So we got a pretty good read there of what some of the stakeholders say for Asheville. And yeah, as you can imagine, there was significant interest in the position. Next slide, Daniel. And in July, we had Chris Kavanaugh step in and become the executive director. And Chris, I want to take a second and just thank you for the leadership that you've provided during this whole time period. And you've got a little bit longer to go, but we really appreciate your leadership, and you've kept the momentum going there. And on behalf of the search committee, I'd like to thank Marla and Jonna and Kathy Peterson and all the staff for the support that they gave us. There were a lot of events that took place and a lot of coordination, and thank you all for that. Also in July, we finalized the position overview. That's where we listed all the traits and prioritized the traits that we feel this candidate should have. And then Searchwide Global began their preliminary candidate vetting in July. August was a big month. We narrowed the field down to 12 candidates, all very good candidates. There wasn't one in the batch that we didn't really consider and take on a stronger look at. And that took up pretty much a good portion of August. And then we narrowed that 12 down to 6. And in September, we brought in the 6 candidates that we now had narrowed it down to. And a week after those candidates came in, we had 3 candidates return for final interviews and presentations. So we had narrowed it down to 3. And we had several meetings. I think it was about a 3 or 4 hour meeting where we finally got to the selection, and it was a unanimous selection by the search committee. It was a great group of folks, and you'll see their names mentioned later on in the presentation. And here we are today with a special board meeting to officially hire the new CEO. Go ahead, Andrew. Daniel. Let me introduce to you Victoria. She goes by Vic. Isley. Vic is, she's a long-term veteran in this industry, and she's got some tremendous credentials. And let me just read a few of them off to you. She's a graduate of UNC Chapel Hill with a BS in Business Administration / Marketing. She began her career in tourism in 1990s at the Durham CVB as Director of Marketing and Communications. And she's held senior executive positions at the Tampa Bay CVB and the Destination DC in Washington. Those are two very, very big organizations in those cities. And she's also the former COO of Destination Marketing Association International. That is the National Association for all CVBs. That's a big organization, one of the biggest. And she was also executive director of the DMAI Foundation. Next slide, Daniel. Currently, she serves as Chief Sales and Marketing Officer for the Bermuda Tourism Authority, overseeing a $25 million budget and a staff of 19 in the New York City office. She's been a highly sought after public speaker, and she's recognized for her knowledge, expertise, and evolving perspective of destination marketing. And she has been named one of the top 25 extraordinary minds in hospitality and travel sales marketing by Hospitality Sales and Marketing Association International, HSMAI, in 2016. Back to you, Himanshu.
Thank you, Gary. And as Gary mentioned, we had a very a diverse group of folks on our search committee, so I want to take a moment to thank each and every member and recognize them. So we had Gary Froba, who was the committee chair. Thank you, Gary, for your leadership on the search committee. Myself, as the chair of the TDA, I was on the search committee as well. We had a representative from AIR, which is the Asheville Independent Restaurants, Jane Anderson, County Commissioner Joe Belcher, our president and CEO of Chamber, Kit Kramer, past BCTDA board member and retired managing director of Diana Worthington Theater, John Ellis, Asheville City Council member Julie Mayfield, McKibben Hospitality and TDA board member John McKibben, VP of Communications at Biltmore and TDA board member Kathleen Mosher, and Jim Muth as well, who we all know. He's the director for the Asheville Buncombe Hotel Association and past BCTDA chair. So on behalf of the BCTDA board and the industry, I want to thank each and every person of this committee for taking those few intense days and weeks and coming up with a great candidate. So thank you. And I also want to echo what Gary said earlier and thanking the staff and especially Chris Kavanaugh for stepping up and filling the leadership for a few more months at least, Chris. So thank you. You can go to the next slide, please. So if I would like to get a motion to hire the new CEO.
Come on, Joe, I'll make a motion. This is Gary Froba. A motion to appoint Victoria Isley to the position of President and CEO of the Buncombe County Tourism Development Authority, doing business as Explore Asheville, pursuant to an employment agreement consistent with the terms of the employment term sheet provided and approved for the chairman of the board to execute such an agreement.
Can I get a second, please?
John McKibben, I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, I will go to roll call vote. Vice Chair Gary Froba.
Yes.
Leah Ashburn.
Yes.
Brenda Durden.
Yes.
John Luckett.
Yes.
John
Yes.
McKibben.
Yes.
Kathleen Mosher.
Yes.
Kathleen. Okay. James Poole.
Yes.
And Himanshu Karveri, yes. Thank you. And welcome, Victoria. Respect.
Thank you.
Well, let me be the first. Yeah, let me be the first to welcome you, Victoria. We're looking forward to working with you.
Thank you so much.
And say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity and for the confidence in me to be the next president and CEO for Explore Asheville. During this critical time in global travel and tourism and for communities around the world, I'm delighted and honored to play a role in Asheville's recovery and the balanced growth of Buncombe County tourism into the future. Growing up in North Carolina and starting my career in the destination marketing world, I've long admired Asheville as a community for its culture and for its creativity. So I'm excited to return to North Carolina and specifically to move to Asheville to be a part of such a diverse and important community within the state. So I can't wait to get started in December.
Well, now that you've said December, it's the start date will be December 1st. So you got a lot to do between now and then, Vic.
I'm ready to go. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. We're glad you're joining us here.
And Vic, this is Julie. I won't. My city council term ends December 1st at 4:59 p.m. So I won't be on the board with you, but I am moving hopefully onto a place where I will be working with you in a different context, and I look forward to that. Welcome.
And good luck to you on that.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Or?
This is John McKibben. I just, again, also want to welcome you, Vic. And I will tell you, it's some really tough competition, but you came out on top. You're truly an amazing person, really bright, great ideas. I'm very, very excited to have you on board. It's going to be a fun and exciting time. So welcome.
Thank you, John.
Hi, this is Brenda Durden. I just want to say welcome to our community and welcome to our tourism world. It's a great place, and we truly look forward to having you here and working with you.
Thank you, Brenda.
If there are no other comments, does anybody else? Well, let me ask. Does anybody else have any comments? Or if not, then I'll entertain the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion, John McKibben.
Second.
Is that John Luckett?
Yes.
Thank you. And again, we'll go to a roll call vote. Vice Chair Gary Froba,
Yes.
Leah Ashburn,
Yes.
Brenda Durden,
Yes.
John Luckett,
Yes.
John McKibben,
Yes.
Kathleen Mosier,
Yes.
James Spool,
Yes.
and Himanshu Carver, yes. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you at our next TDA board meeting on Wednesday, October 28th.
Thank you. And also thank you, Gary. It's great. It was great. Great thing. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
guys. Welcome, Vic.
Congratulations,
Have a good day.
everyone.
Thank you. Welcome, Vic. Bye.
Welcome. Bye, everyone.